This can't be right. I'm a preacher and a minister of your wonderful gospel, and here I am still having these nightmares. How can I talk about the love that casts out all fears when these nightmares are making me scared stiff? That was Pops praying. He had been preaching for 3 or 4 years, and very occasionally he would have the same nightmare, finding himself struggling to wake up without shouting the name of Jesus, and then waking up in a cold sweat. While he was praying, God reminded him of something he did when he was still a very young Christian. He and his friend had decided it would be good fun to play a trick on 2 girls. The plan was to walk the girls home, but to make sure that at midnight they would be all standing outside the church. Pops's friend, a great storyteller, will tell them the story of a ghost that appeared on the top of the church tower once a year at midnight. At the same time, Pops, with a big white bedsheet tucked up his jumper, will climb up the outside of the tower with the help of a big drain pipe conveniently tucked into the corner and hidden from the pavement below. At midnight, his friend would casually ask the girls what day it was, and after they replied, he would say, "Oh, would you believe it? That's the same day that the ghost is supposed to appear." When the church clock struck 12, Pops walked around the top of the tower with his sheet over his head. His friend and the 2 girls looked up, and his friend asked, "Can you see anything?" Then the girls fainted out cold. By the time Pops had climbed back down, the girls had recovered and were sitting in his friend's house, drinking hot tea and being comforted by his mum. Pops thought it best to make an escape, but it was too late. Although his friend hadn't confessed who the amateur ghost was, to Eddie it was obvious. Eddie was waiting for him. Pops had never seen him so angry and was made to apologise to everyone, especially the 2 girls. "This is no way for a Christian to behave, David," Eddie said. Pops was ashamed and once again resolved to do better. After Eddie had prayed for the 2 girls, they were seen safely home. Now, years later, the Lord had shown Pops the cause of the nightmares and his foolishness. Pops was very ashamed and with tears asked God to forgive him. God, in his incredible grace and love, did forgive him, and Pops, now 70, has never been troubled with nightmares since. He admits that although he was a teenager, yes, even Pops was a teenager once upon a time, his conscience was being pricked as he climbed up the drainpipe. But being the stubborn boy he was, unlike that little man Zacchaeus that Pops loved to preach about later on, he didn't have the sense to climb back down. You can find the story of Pops's friend Zacchaeus in the New Testament, Luke chapter 19.